Welcome to the Wizard of Radical Self-Respect. My name is Jared Mello, and today I wanted to go over my thoughts on the submarine, the Titan, that was going to go to the Titanic wreck site, but imploded instead. Now, to me, it's a tragedy. Some people are taking it as this could be some sort of conspiracy. I don't know if it's that. I think it's really just more wealthy people that are sensation-seeking because they don't feel much on the inside. They're trying to have some fun, and they're trying to feel something, and what better than to try to feel something than to go 12,000 feet below the surface to look at the wreck of the Titanic. Now, it's tragedy. There's no other way around it. But here's the other part about it. I don't think any of the people on board, no one thought they were going to die. And considering the Titan made 13 trips previously, I don't think the father that brought his son along, I don't think he's thinking they're going to die either. But now after the fact, after it's already happened, everyone says, clearly, look what happened. Obviously it was a terrible idea. But people are only saying that because of what happened. Now, the one thing I would say is there were some architects of the Titan that were concerned about the ship's safety, and it was kind of ignored, I heard, so that got swept under the rug a little bit. But the other part I wanted to talk about with this was the aunt of the father that persuaded his son to come along. Now, she said the son was terrified to go and didn't want to, and she told the media this. And to me, this was her spitting on her brother's grave a little bit and smearing him to the whole world. A family that's close-knit, they're not going to talk badly about the deceased. It's already tragic enough that they all died. Yes. And the kid, maybe he didn't want to go along, but he felt pressured. What's the lesson here? If you don't want to do something, own it and just don't do it. Don't be a people pleaser. But the fact that the aunt smeared her brother like this, I just don't think that was necessary. Because now, everyone thinks he's just the POS. The worst POS in the world because of what he did. And I think she didn't have to say that, because I don't think the father had a malicious intent with this at all. He just wanted to share a moment with his son, and maybe he was a little careless about it and didn't think through the risk. And maybe they were a little arrogant too. But I just don't think you need to be talking badly about the deceased like that. Let the sleeping dogs lie. And I was trying to think, what's the reasoning to tell the media this? So that in the event that another 19-year-old kid doesn't want to visit the Titanic, that he'll just say no. Now, of course, I don't think anyone's going to go to the Titanic now. That whole thing is done. But there are other less severe examples of this in everyday life. Sometimes except the difference is, it's usually not a life or death circumstance. But I will always say, own your decisions and don't be a people pleaser, but I just don't think it's necessary to talk badly about that guy. He made a mistake. Clearly it turned into a mistake. But I would also say, who thought it was going to be a mistake? People made that trip already. It's just easy to say these kinds of things in hindsight. But before they went, no one cared. The guy posted it on Instagram. No one cared because no one expected the worst to happen. But now that the worst has happened, everyone acts like they saw it coming from a mile away. It's like, no, you probably wouldn't have seen it from a mile away. You only are even paying attention now because the worst case happened. And I just don't like it when people get smeared like that. It was already a mistake. His dead soul probably already feels bad enough that happened. And then your sister has to snake you like that to the media and smear your name for, like, people don't even know who this guy is. But now the whole world knows who he is. And the aunt did him the disservice of smearing him to everyone. I think it's unnecessary, but hey, that's just me. I would say that's something the family should keep behind closed doors. You don't need to let the whole world know that. I just don't think it serves the purpose. And I think it does him a disservice as well. Why even say it? What's the point? Other than just to, and I get you're grieving, but other than that, why? Why do it? But I just wanted to share today real quick about my thoughts on that submarine. And, I love the ocean myself. I'm a Pisces, and I think it's pretty interesting. But the whole thing was a tragedy. I'm not going to say there's some sort of conspiracy involved. I think it was just Occam's razor. People that were wealthy wanted to be thrill-seeking, and they wanted some excitement. And they thought, what better way to find excitement than going 12,000 feet below the surface off the coast of Newfoundland to see the wreck of the Titanic. Not everything is a conspiracy. I think some people fall into that trap that everything is a conspiracy. And I honestly think for you to believe that, you would have to believe the masterminds are really, really smart. And I don't think they're that smart a lot of times. I don't think they're able to think that far ahead. Now, in other cases, maybe it is true. There is some tomfoolery. Absolutely, in some. I definitely believe that. But just not in every case. But that's all I wanted to share about today. Thanks for watching.